Hi everyone, welcome to day 5 of 100 Days of Action. I have so many things I want to talk about today, but first I have to address the elephant in the room, which is that yes, my dress is covered in flamingos. Hi Kiana, nice to see you. I'm actually really excited about this dress today because I realized that I just recently saw my very first real flamingo at a water park on the Mexican border of all places. And I know that's surprising because those of you who know me know that I've been working in about 10 different countries for the last 6 years, so how I managed not to see a flamingo, I don't know. But anyways, more important stuff to talk about. I have a lot of things I want to talk about today, and it all really stems from control getting in the way of action. And let me give you an example of that. Yesterday I came on and I was stressed out because I had misplaced some really beautiful and expensive Australian opal jewelry that was made for me by one of my best friends in Sydney, and I had no idea where it had gone to. And it's funny because I took some time to sort of calm myself down. I took all the action that I could towards finding it, and then I sort of said, okay, I need to slow down a little bit and just kind of see how this plays out. So I went and I did a little bit of meditation. I got on with my day. I put it to the back of my mind and focused on other things I wanted to do and take action on. And sure enough, about 12:30, I had gone to sleep. All of a sudden, I literally jumped out of bed and I was like, I know where they are. And I found them, and it turned out, of course, I'd put them somewhere stupid, as you expect to. And the moral of that little story is that when we're trying so hard to control things that are not in our immediate control, oftentimes we actually make things worse for ourselves. So had I gone ahead and ripped my entire closet apart and stressed out and called my insurance provider and all of these things that it was very tempting to do, I would have lost a lot of time being in action, and I also would have created a lot of stress for myself. And the thing about stress and worry and anxiety is most of the time we're worrying about things that never actually come to fruition. Whether it's worrying how you performed in your job, whether it is worrying what somebody thinks about you, whether it's worrying that this horrible thing is going to happen. I would say 99% of the things we worry about don't actually happen, and it's a massive, massive leak of our energy to be stressing about all of these things that we can't control. And in fact, one of the things they talk about in Buddhism is the fact that it's actually our self-created suffering that comes about by trying to control and manage and worry about all of these different things. And so what I've really learned in the past little while, especially, doing this kind of travel job that I've been doing for so long, traveling to all these different countries, I have spent a lot of time in airports, in security lineups, having my bags searched, having my bags lost, having hotels forget that I'm coming and not having a room for me, having somebody, hurt themselves and being in a country where I don't speak the language, and all of this chaos, being in cyclones. And you get to a point where you have to actually learn to slow down so you can speed up. And this is true in any situation. This is true in business. This is true with your family. This is true for yourself. And so the challenge I would put out to you today on day 5 of 100 Days of Action is to first of all just stop and take stock of where you're allowing your energy to leak by stressing or worrying about things that you can't control. So that's number 1. Take stock. I love writing things down. I'm a big list maker. In fact, this book is almost 2/3 of the way full of lists. But make a list, or do it in your head, on your chalkboard, write it on your mirror, whatever works for you, and just check in and be like, okay, where am I massively, massively wasting energy on stuff A, I don't know is actually going to happen, and B, when I could be using that time for something else really important. And then the second thing is to slow down and get still. Now, if you've never meditated before, if you're anything like me, as you know, I walk fast, I talk fast, I'm always flitting all over the place. People like us who are, whether you're a type A personality, you're someone who really loves getting things done, you're somebody who has really big, exciting travel plans or career plans, or, you're going to start a farm, whatever it is. If you're someone who likes to do things, do them well, and get on with them, it's especially important to take that time and actually slow down. Now, those of us who are like that tend to be the ones who have the most resistance to slowing down, but also the ones that it impacts the most. So there are a few different ways to slow down. There is a fantastic app, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's called Headspace, and you can use it for free for a trial, and then it's very reasonably priced afterwards. And it's really great. It teaches you to meditate in a way that you're not going to get bored, in a way that you're going to understand. And the analogy they use is to actually start to watch your thoughts as if you're like standing at a stoplight watching the cars go by, but you're not actually getting into any of those vehicles. You are just observing them. You're like, oh, there's a thought. Oh, there's a thought, but you're not getting attached to them, and you're not worrying. That's where that anxiety comes in, getting attached to a thought, latching onto it, and then doing something that we as humans are incredibly good at, which is making it mean something, right? We are meaning-making machines. I mean, if I said to you, oh, I asked my friend to do this thing, and she sent me this text back. I mean, I can make it mean a million things, right? I could make it mean that she's pissed that I never gave her her headband back in grade 4. I could make it mean that she's pissed that a guy that she liked talked to me. Like, I could make it mean anything when actually all it meant was exactly what she said in the message. So that's just an example. We make things mean things. And so to really become an observer to your thoughts and take time to say, okay, I see that thought, I see it happening, what am I making it mean? And Headspace is a great app to really get started on taking a look, especially if you're a beginner and you can't sit still to save your life. It's a great app. I just finished the Deepak and Oprah 21 Days, which was fabulous as well. I'm sure that you can find some of those online. There's a couple of days left of that as well. But what I really want to emphasize today is control. You know, we as human beings, we try to control things because it's our instinct to survive. And to survive, we have this like built-in survival mechanism of controlling and managing our circumstances. And so the question I would put out to you today is, what would actually be available to you if you were able to declare something you wanted, get into action, and create that thing without getting into the worry of all of it? Like if you were able to just see what the end product could look like and then move forward without actually knowing all of this story stuff down here, all of this this controlling and managing and worrying anxiety. Like, what would that look like for you? Day 5, complete. By the way, I should say I've had a few lovely messages from people just sharing the impact the videos have had on them so far. So if you have anything that comes up for you when you're trying to get into action, when you're trying to create things, please shoot me a message, and I would love to share my take on it with you. You can drop something in the comments section as well, and I'll have a look. I have so many things to talk to you about. I'm already thinking 100 days just might not be enough. Anyways, have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.